Okay, if you can hear me and you can see a screen, that's great. For some reason, it's not showing me my screen on my laptop here. But if you're joining me now, thank you very much. So you have 4 people watching at the moment. Thank you very much for casting your votes because we've determined a winner. And I just checked just before I started going live to see who that was. And we have Skaven. I'll let you decide which Skaven we're going to paint. We've got Ikit Claw as one of the characters I've got. Really nice model, great in-game, like looking at the 4th edition book. I really want to take this guy. He looks absolutely super. And I've got another one. I've got Quick Head Taker as another character that we could do. Alright, table salt's here. Original Oldhammer artwork. Can hear and see you. Okay, that's good, guys. Thank you. And so we've got this model here as well, with his trophy rack at the back. That I've pinned on, but I'll paint that separately. So maybe that's probably better. But yeah, he's a really, really nice model. All the Jez Goodwin Skaven characters, absolutely brilliant. I painted up the Death Master, which is the photo that I used for the video. I painted that up last weekend because he's part of the fanzine. Like if all the guys are doing some kind of Skaven model or unit, how many models they want to paint, or just a character model or something like that. I had an absolute blast painting this, and it just took me an evening to, because it's just so minimal in the amount of colours you need to use, and just a real beautiful model. So I'm planning to use this against Justin's Empire army in the next game we're going to play, probably end of next month, with a whole heap of gutter runners and him leading the unit. Maybe the next game I think it'd be really cool, because we decided to use one character in our campaign. This is the Black Plague campaign. That will come out in the next issue of the fanzine too. So issue 2 will have our report on our first battle, but it'll be like just the scenario that we played. And the video, of course, you can see on the YouTube channel how it all played out. And all the strategy cards will be included with the fanzine as well, so you can print them out and use them yourself. But we didn't use characters in the first game, but I think I decided with Justin today, let's use a character. And maybe the 3rd scenario we can use 2 characters or whatever if you wanted to, so we can sort of up the limit. So the final battle you can use as many characters as you like. So yeah, really, really keen on the Skaven at the moment. Or the Screaming Bell. The Screaming Bell needs to be painted. Okay, so Tom has commented to say, hey man, I haven't seen your live streams before, but I want you to know your early Song of Ice and Fire tutorials taught me non-metallic metal and brought my painting to the next level. Thank you. Well, that's awesome, mate. That's great. I'm so glad to hear that. I haven't forgotten about A Song of Ice and Fire. It's just not that I don't want to play it. It's just that I don't have anybody to play it with. So maybe we can do that as a remote type of game in the future, because yeah, I really enjoyed Song of Ice and Fire. It actually got me back into playing Warhammer, and I really enjoyed painting all my star miniatures. And yeah, maybe I should do some more stuff in that in the future. I don't know whether people wanted to see it or not, I don't know, but I did a lot of videos. That's how it all kind of started for my channel anyway, doing all those painting videos for A Song of Ice and Fire, and I enjoy doing all that. So thank you very much for joining us, and yeah, as you've noticed, I've gone really old school Warhammer now, and I'm really enjoying it. But that's not to say I don't enjoy A Song of Ice and Fire. I think it's still a great game. I don't know where the game is at now. I know they've sort of changed the rules to different versions, and it's a little bit different now, and I think they've changed the cards that you can use in the game, the faction cards and that kind of thing, the strategy cards or whatever they call them. But I know that's all changed now, so which is a bit of a shame. I can play it out of the box with the original rules, and it's still a great game. All the tournament play doesn't really interest me all that much. But I'm glad that it's brought your painting to the next level. That's awesome, mate. So Original Oldhammer says, I'm currently painting a 3rd edition Skaven army. It's a 30-year project. So that's awesome, mate. I mean, they're still the best models ever. I've got a whole heap of them sitting behind me, and I'm sort of just sorting out to which units I want to put my stuff in. So have a great time painting that up. Oh, cool. So Table Salt's got a few old Skaven to paint up as well. That's good, mate. I reckon you should paint that up. I think you've had enough of painting those lizardmen for an entire decade. So you can, go. You're free to go and paint whatever you want now. I think you're pretty much almost finished the Call of the Crown challenge anyway. So Tom says the new edition got released the other day, but the rules are largely the same. The cards were all changed. Well, that's a shame, because I hope they wouldn't change the cards, but it looks like they're changing the cards. Like on the app's absolutely brilliant, by the way. That the app they released, it's absolutely fantastic, and I always use that as a brilliant resource to look at the unit cards and all that kind of stuff. So it eliminates all those cards on the table, but now they've changed the tactics cards. I'm just going to wait until they release the packs that you can buy them. I'm not going to print them out. I'll just wait till they release them and then buy them. And then luckily Paul is, my mate Paul is moving up here the end of next month, so I'll have a full-time weekend gaming sparring partner. So I told him about it last weekend. I said, we've got to play this game, A Song of Ice and Fire, and he said, yeah, I really want to try it. So we've got a whole range of games to try out. Things like the Joan of Arc game I bought on Kickstarter. Brilliant game. I've only got it to the table about 3 times. So Paul played it with me a couple of times. So we're going to play that as well, because I love that game as a board game. It's absolutely awesome. And I was even thinking today, I've got Samurai Battles. That's the Command and Colours game that my mate John Joe bought, and I was going to paint all the miniatures for it. I just never got around to doing it. I really want to get that on the table too, because I think that's a really, really outstanding kind of a semi-historical, semi-fantasy type game. I think it's all historical anyway. But the Sylvester plastics look really nice, and they're a pain in the ass to paint and put together, but they look awesome in like a true scale 20mm plastic model kit. But yeah, get that onto the table too, hopefully soon. So I hope you guys are having a good time sitting back and painting. Thanks very much for joining me. I have got 2 brushes to give away. I don't know where the hell I put those. I think I put them on the table here somewhere, but I bought them this morning. And they're probably downstairs, I think. But yeah, 2 of these Neo Sable brushes. So there's a size 1, and size 0 and a size 6 that I will give away at the end of this weekend. So probably Monday, I'll check all the people who have, and there's so far 2. So thank you very much, Ebenezer Scrooge and Dan, to buy me a coffee. So they're down in the running. So it's basically based on a D6 and a 1, 2, 3. It's Dan. It's 4, 5, 6. Ebenezer Scrooge. Unless there's anybody else who want to participate in this small little competition, just click on my banner, the Ko-fi or coffee link, and you go there and buy me a coffee for $3, and basically you're on the running to win 2 brushes, the Neo Sable brushes from Pentel, and I will send it to you via hopefully airmail in an envelope, otherwise C-mail, unfortunately, because it's a bit of a pain sending stuff out of Japan at the moment. But people have always asked me about these brushes. Where do you get them? What are they? This is your chance to win them. So you've got a very good chance. At the moment, it's just 2 people in the comp. So I'm going to try to give away brushes every fortnight. So the comp, once this is finished, as of Monday, they'll start again. And anybody who chips in for a cup of coffee for me, they will go in the running to win some Neo Sable brushes. So thanks very much, guys, for your support. All those proceeds will go towards K&M trees for the studio, because we want to get some nice Oldhammer looking trees for the table. Right, so what are we going to do? We're going to paint Ikit Claw or Warlord Queek. So which Skaven character we're going to paint today? First person who puts their comment in will get the vote. It's either that or I've got the Screaming Bell. Which is partly painted too, so. So Tom, are you a Song of Ice and Fire player yourself, or are you just a painter? Okay, I'm going to have to get the Skaven army book because I just want to check the colour schemes for these guys. Just had a game with GJ over the Netherlands, and we played a remote game of Undead. I was playing the Undead versus his High Elf and Wood Elf alliance, which is really, really fun. Okay, so we've got Ikit Claw. Let me bring that up the camera. Ikit Claw, and there's Warlord Queek. So Ikit's got a lot of black and bone and red and green a little bit, blue. Nice banner here as well, which I do have a copy of. Ikit Claw, okay, there you go. Table Salt has voted, Ikit Claw it will be. So let's start with the, I'll try to do the bone on his main part of the clothing there, and the black on his staff, and his banner pole, and his mask, face mask, and the skin, and then we'll do the red after that. No, I used Sneb. Hey Sneb, how you going, mate? I played 4th edition, so I played the 4th edition Undead book, which is one of my favourite all-time army books. I really love it, and I don't actually have an Undead army large enough to play, and I haven't got anything painted, so I'm just relying on these remote games to play Undead with my friends who have their collections. So I took 5 chariots, because GJ has 5 chariots, which is amazing. And then I took a unit of 30 skeletons with just light armor and hand weapons. And then I took another unit of 20 skeletons, I think it was, or 25 skeletons, with spears and shields, and I took a skull chucker, which always fails me. I've never hit anything with a skull chucker. I think that's the most. It's an awesome model, but it's just absolutely useless. I just cannot get it to hit on anything on target. And when it does actually get close to hitting anything, it then misfires and then just blows up. So I've had terrible luck with the skull chucker. What else did I have? I had a Necromancer Lord because I love Necromancer Lords. I think they're the best, definitely the best general in the game. I know that's not as strong as vampires, but they are magically superior to any other, like the Leech or the Vampire. in 4th edition, and I just love the imagery of the vampire itself. This old withered old man, and he's taking out his hatred against humanity with raising the dead, and basically, yeah, trying to enslave and kill as many people as he can. So I love that idea of the necromancer. So I took him. I took a wraith because I love wraiths as well to lead one of my the same unit that the necromancer was in, and we had a really good game. Just there's some good magic phases because 4th edition is really, you know, famous for its magic phase, and we got a lot of spells off. And he destroyed my Curse of Years spell, which was sad. And then in the end, I think it was on the 3rd turn, 3rd magic phase, he destroyed my Necromancer with one of his spells. It was I think it was an amber spell, I think. Some kind of arrow of something, arrow of light or arrow or something like that. Amber arrow, maybe it was called. And yeah, did like D6 strength 5 hits on him, and yeah, he managed to take it out. So I don't think you got lookout sirs in 4th edition, 5th edition, I don't think, for those kind of spells, which, you know, if you direct it against a single model, I think there's nothing to save your characters from getting hit by spells like that. So GJ wasn't sure whether that was a complete legal move, but I think it was in those editions. You can do that. You can snipe out characters and units and that kind of thing. I think Warhammer Renaissance has like a lookout sir rule in it though, and we do it here like as a house rule. We just say that if you have a spell like that targets a single model, they get a lookout sir, and it gives them a bit of a chance to keep alive. Ticket. Yeah. Oh, I mean, there's a Screws here. I'm playing Undead at the moment. Awesome. They're a great faction. I'm really interested in them. I think they're better. Like, they're more interesting to me than like Chaos. And yeah, if I can get enough models together, I'll put a nice little Undead army together. Because you don't really need that many models. You're sort of raising dead model, like raising skeletons or zombies all the time. But generally, you don't need that many figures because they're quite expensive. I've got about eight mummies so far, and I've got the Arcane the Black on the Flying Chariot, which is a great model. Yeah, mate, yeah, wraiths are awesome too. I love wraiths. And yeah, if I can get a unit of those, I'll definitely get them because, yeah, again, I love the idea of wraiths, and they're tough as nails, they're ethereal, so they can move through terrain. You can't hurt them unless you've got a magic item or a spell that affects them. And they're, again, like you say, 75 points a model. So like the mummies, they're like really super cool, super tough, and they cost lots of points. So they soak up a lot of, you know, points in your list. And yes, I do like those a lot. Yeah, one day I'll get a undead army. Okay, so looks like this is metal here. Just putting some like a bleach bone on his what do you want to call it? not a dress. Cloak. I'm trying to keep all the painting techniques here pretty simple, old school, nothing flashy, you know. If you've got any questions you want to ask me or the people in the group, please do. That's what we're here for, to have a bit of a chatter and a bit of a natter and a bit of a chatter like an undead skeleton talking, chatter. And yeah, if you've got any questions about painting or anything like that, please let us know in the chat, and people can, either myself or somebody can answer your questions. Tell us what you're painting now and what things you're excited about doing projects-wise. I'm pretty excited about painting Epic Chaos at the moment. I'm trying to get through all my orcs at the moment and get them finished, and then once I've got that done, then I'm sort of more prepared for undertaking a new epic army, as my mate Paul is doing Eldar. So Seneb says, there is a cheese wraith list. There's a magic item that makes a character ethereal, and another unit that turns magic items off. Okay, I'm not aware of that. I'll have to check it, mate. Yeah, that sounds good. Yes, I do, mate. Yeah, I bought one off my good mate Mustafa in Mia Prefecture, actually. Yeah, he had one. So it was the sort of final piece for my Skaven army. I don't think I really need anything else now. I'm pretty content with everything. There's a couple of models that I really like as just individual models from the original 3rd edition range. But apart from that, I'm pretty good with Skaven. I've got more gutter runners than I can ever field in a game. I think I've got about 16 of them now, which is probably the most expensive unit in the Skaven army, especially with Deathmaster Snitch. But I might try that as a unit next time. I think it'd be just cool to have him running around with the gutter runners and just causing absolute mayhem, especially if he takes way watchers. I know he's got those bloody booby traps. Those way watchers are absolutely deadly. I don't know how I'm going to deal with those yet. So maybe sending my gutter runners against the way watchers is not the best idea. Maybe just leaving them alone. But yeah, terrorizing his back lines would be really nice. Especially if he's going to bring lots of woods, it gives him lots of cover, gives him lots of opportunity to bring up a sneak attack around the flanks and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'd really like to see the Deathmaster Snitch and his gutter runner unit just go you know, hell for leather and just go around his back with little back lines and just tear things up. The Doom Wheel will have to be painted up sometime later this year. I did start doing this one last weekend too. That's the Epic Gargant, which is a pretty butchered model. Like I was talking to John about it through the week. Like, I thought it might have been a recast, but it looks like it's an original. But the mold has just been worn out to buggery. So there's a really rough casting on it. So I'm trying to do the best I can to make it look fairly, you know, respectable as a paint job. I enjoy doing the upper torso part, but yeah, it's not going to look anything wonderful, sadly. So it's just an really old model, and yeah, it has seen better days, I think, this guy. But yeah, he's just something I really want to get done and finished, along with a lot of other epic stuff that I've got sitting here. Yeah, man, Deathmaster, it looks, it looks amazing. Ikit's Claw looks just incredible. Like, I've never used him, but he's just a beast. Yeah, I think that's right, Seneb. I think most of those models, those really old models, they just were not, you know, really well cast up, or those had, you know, just they're just been through so many runs that so many thousands and thousands of runs those molds went through that they suffered in the end, sadly. So yeah, unless you're really lucky and got like one of the original first runs, it would have come out really nice actually. But yeah. And I needed the Doom Wheel too because I needed to have at least 25% War Machines. The only thing I'd really want to get War Machine wise would be more Giselles. Because I've only got, well, I've only technically got one, and I've got like a character holding a Giselle. Hey, Joe, how you going, mate? Powerwolf, I know Skaven, won the poll. I'm slowly acquiring some old Skaven minis. Excellent. They're wonderful models, mate, so enjoy hunting around for those. Because, man, I'm new to Skaven though, man. I'm really new to Skaven, yeah? Because I never gave Skaven a second glance back in the day. And it was only through Advanced Hero Quest that I collected some Skaven models, and then I thought, and there's a story behind that, but I won't go into it, but yeah, unless you really want me to, but after acquiring them back, let's just say that I thought, well, I don't know how many chances I'll get Advanced Hero Quest on the table, so why not just play Skaven as a faction? And luckily I found a guy in Japan who had a whole army that he was selling that for really reasonable prices. So and I just love playing them now. Thanks, original old Hammer artwork, and if people haven't seen his channel, please go and check it out and give him a like and a sub, because he always brings some really good content in terms of obviously artwork, but also other things related to the history of Games Workshop. I did enjoy those 2 videos you had up there for the interviews they had back in the 80s, and that guy contacted you through the internet, which is amazing. One of the guys who interviewed in that well, the interview they had in the store that year with one of the customers there. I can't remember what that guy's name is, but yeah, he contacted you about that. That was really cool. To show how good these brushes are, these calligraphy brushes from Japan, I'm actually going to paint this entire model using one of these old brushes that I've got here. The reason why I'm using these brushes is because I just got tired, sick and tired of spending so much money on these really expensive, you know, sable brushes, and I just thought, bloody hell, you know, this has cost me a fortune because of the amount of stuff I paint every day. And this was burning through brushes like, you know, there's no tomorrow. So this came as a wonderful surprise initially, and then finding them in a shop, and I just thought, well, what the hell, that only costed like $1.70, $1.80 or something like that. And, you know, let's give them a try, and they're absolutely brilliant. I'm just marking in a lot of the outline of the model now in black. There'll be parts that are going to be red and parts that are going to be brown and all that stuff later. I can just sort of fix it up later on. But yeah, pleasantly surprised that these brushes have been as good as they are. I almost thought of just contacting Pentel and saying, can I be a sponsor for your brushes, because I use them extensively, and I'm trying to promote your brushes to the miniature painting world. Yeah, please sponsor me. Send me some surprise support. Who knows? I might try doing it. I'll get my wife to do it because I have to write in Japanese. But yeah, who knows? That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? They just send a whole box of brushes to me, and I can send them away as prize support. Hey Joe, no, I haven't got any harpies yet, mate. All good here, mate. I got to finish work off early today, so I had a barbecue with the family, which is awesome. And it was a really nice day here. It was quite warm. So yeah, mate, just really good day. Really nice, relaxing day, and got a game of Warhammer again in with GJ remotely in the Netherlands. So that was awesome. So I hope you're doing okay. I hope your exams went well. And I suppose we should get back to doing another podcast for the Flail of Skulls. If you haven't heard the Flail of Skulls and you would like to learn more about Math Hammer, go to the Flail of Skulls podcast on one of your podcasting distributors, and you'll find it there in a search. Go and check out Joe's podcast there from Denmark with his right-hand man, Casper. They do a lot of really good sort of army list discussions, so that everyone sort of creates a 2,000 point list, and some people get really creative and make up some really nice, imaginative, fluffy lists, and some create some Math Hammer lists. But it's always a really good listen to see what people come up with, and learn things that are legal and are illegal. So I've taken an illegal list a couple of times with items I couldn't take with certain units or what have you. So in that sense, it's always good to listen to that as well. So it gives you some good tips about combinations. Like I think the dwarf episode had some really interesting stuff in there, because you could take a dwarf lord or character, but probably a lord with the it's the crown of sorcery, so it becomes a 3rd level necromancer. I mean, that's quite weird. I've never ever thought of that combination, but yeah, one of the guys had that for one of their lists. That was quite interesting. Powell says, I use a mixture of cheap brushes for cheap dirty tasks and semi-decent brushes for layering, and then my nice ones for fine detail. They look good though. I'd appreciate a link to them if possible. Well, you can find them probably on Amazon, and they're called Neo Sable brushes from Pentel. So if you put in a search Neo Sable, that's coming up okay. Neo Sable. Just put Neo Sable Pentel and they'll come up, and you can search somewhere. You can probably find them available in the country, because I know people had bought them through Amazon before, and they were quite expensive because of shipping and that kind of thing, but you can find them. But yeah, no, that's good advice. You should have a good mixture of brushes, like worn out brushes that are sort of, good for, dry brushing or doing all your dirty work, doing all the hard work. And that's what essentially these brushes are for too, doing a lot of the heavy lifting in the painting. And then I've got the Artist Opus for doing more finesse work for freehand and that kind of thing. So I thought I'll do all the black lining now, so that way I can finish off that bone area here on his cloak. So sort of start from the very lower areas of the miniature and then sort of build up all the other colours on top. That's the plan for this guy. But I'm really looking forward to painting this guy. I just need to paint up the Doom Wheel and I can legally take a list. Well, unless I take like a 1,000-point list or something like that, I can probably get away with it. So I think it has to be at least 20, you need to spend at least 25% on War Machines to take this guy in your list. But I think he alone costs about 500 points, I think, from memory. Okay, well there you go. So Joe's got a solo cast coming out this weekend with his take on basic tactics for 5th edition games. Okay, that'd be great because it's one thing that one area of the game that I really lack in, and that's tactics. Hence why I'm a either a dwarf player or an orc and goblin player. It's pretty simple. Dwarves just sit back and shoot, and then the goblins and orcs just sort of charge forward at full speed and try to make contact as quickly as possible. But yeah, it's really good to know about tactics. That'd be really good. So I'm glad you're doing those, Joe. Thanks very much for your time in doing that, mate. That is excellent. All right, let me just get the book again. So I've got got to use my magnifying glasses to see what the hell's going on here. So I got, yeah, that's all armor on those glaives and his armor around his chest. And that sort of plate that runs down around his front there, it's all in sort of like a silvery metal. Okay, looks pretty straightforward. I'm going to check out his points actually and what he has in the game, because now that I'm painting, I'm sort of more excited about fielding him now. And I think Justin's going to feel the full brunt of Ikit Claw, the chief warlock of Clan Skyer, I think is how you pronounce it. So yeah, you need at least like 25% of your points on War Machines. So I knew that. Okay, that's fair enough. That's cool. I like my War Machines. And yeah, he's a bit of a beast. He's got 4 wounds, 4 toughness, strength 5, weapon skill 5, initiative 8, which is amazing, 3 attacks, leadership 9. He wears no armor, carries a sword, in addition to a Storm Demon. Yes. And the Storm Demon's amazing. He always carries a special Warlock pistol. Wow, okay, I didn't know that. Rules as normal pistols with a +1 strength, making it strength 5, -3 saving throw. That's really good. And supply poison wing globes. Okay, wow, I didn't know that either. Which he can hold 10 inches because his strength is greater than ordinary globadiers. Wow. Yeah, he's also a level 4 wizard. So he may cast spells in normal manner as described in Warhammer Battle Magic. So he can cast Grey Seer spells too because he's level 4, I believe. So yeah, that's right. He can take his spells from any spell deck except the War Magic spells. I mean, just insanely good. You can carry to 4 magic items, so they're not preset apart from the Storm Demon. Yeah, so you've got 3 items that you chose freely, which is really great. He's immune to psychology, which is excellent too. Yeah, he's just an all-round, just brilliant character, I find. So he's got more rules here. So Ikit's Claw. That's right, because it's got like this pestilent breath, steam of corruption template, which is basically, oh no, it's not the regular flame template, is it? It's a smaller one. It's kind of like a pizza shaped kind of thing, like a triangle shaped one. Anything touched by the template is hit on a 4+, and suffer strength 4 -2 save modifier, and cause 1 wound. And you've got to roll every time you use it on a 1 or 2, it's run out of fuel. It gives them +1 strength bonus, give them strength 5. Wow, okay, cool. This bonus is cumulative with the bonus for fighting using the halberd, storm demon. So Ikaklu has a mighty strength of 6 and hand-to-hand combat, amazing. And the storm demon, it shoots out warp lightning spell. Yeah, it's amazing. I think he's just so cool. You know, Thankwell's also one of my favourite characters as a general, but I think this guy is just the best. What's your take on Skaven characters? I'd really like to know how you feel about them. What's your favourite? I've got Lord Skroll painted up. I've never used him, but I would like to take him for a spin at some point because he's painted. And of course, Great Seer Thankwell, I've got him painted up. I really like him as well for his abilities, and that he has Bone Ripper as sort of a bodyguard, personal bodyguard. But yeah. What's your take on the Skaven characters? Which is your favourite? Because you've got Throt the Unclean, which is a cool character as well. He has about 80 points. Can you take it? Oh, you can take it at 2, so you can take an extra magic item as well. It's a great model, and really good for like as a pack master. Deathmaster Snitch, of course, and Warlock. Yeah, Warlord Head Takers. So I suppose the Warlord Quick would be good against dwarves, I suppose, because he's got his hatred against dwarves. But I guess it's only him that hates dwarves, not the whole unit that he's with, I guess. But yeah, he's fairly cheap character. But yeah, guys, what's your take on the Skaven characters? I think we did one with Joe on the Flail of Skulls, a list build for that. So go and check that if you're looking at Skaven and you wanting to run them in 5th edition or 4th edition. Yeah, go and check out that episode at the Flail of Skulls podcast, and you can learn more about different builds for those. And me and Joe also did a book review of the Warhammer Army Skaven. So we went through all the units and all the special rules and that kind of thing, which I believe is on both of our podcast channels. So either the Crown of Command podcast or the Flail of Skulls. Yeah, really fun army. I'm really glad I found these guys now, because I think they're just a blast to play. And I really like armies that are fun to play. I don't think I'll have as much fun playing High Elves, for example, or Empire, but they have their own merits, I guess, and things that make them a little bit more special. Empire's got all the college magic, which I really enjoy, and that'd be just fun, just rolling a dice to see which magician will join my ranks in a game. That'd be quite fun to do. Rolling a D8, something like that. But they've got the steam tank and other cool things that make them a little bit special, volley gun and all that kind of thing, I suppose, as well. So we'll give this one a... Let's let this bone dry. Normally I would start with a darker sort of layer for the bone and build it up, but I want to do this kind of really old school, yeah? So like how we sort of did it back in the day, and then sort of just do it how we would have instinctively done it. So okay, we would have done with lighter, like a base coat, then washed it, then highlighted it up from there. So we'll see how we go, because bone is a kind of difficult colour to work with Normally I would have used like a mid-tone, kind of a yellowy brown colour and sort of just build it up from there, but we'll see how we go. So thanks for casting your votes, guys. We'll do this every time. We'll put up a poll and we'll see what pops up, and we'll paint something from that faction each time. I think that's a nice idea. And it gets you guys involved, which is the best thing about it. You know, I don't want to be the guy who decides everything, but I think that's a lot of fun. Also, in talking about this particular sort of kind of paint and chat kind of thing, I'd really like to fix a kind of name for what we're doing here. So if you guys have some kind of name that you would want to call these kind of paint sessions, can you please put them down in the message, in the discussion here? Put down like what kind of name would you like to call what we're doing here with these kind of paint chat sessions. I would like to ask Angel or my sister, because they're graphic designers, to design something for us that we can use as kind of like a permanent you know, graphic for these particular sessions. I changed it from booze and fumes because, you know, I didn't want to. Well, today I think I put brew and paint fumes. I did drink a cup of tea and it was very delicious, as I do like drinking tea when I'm painting as well. And I just wanted to avoid anything to do with alcohol in the main title. So if you've got some good ideas, please leave them down below. I'd like to hear what you think would be a good title for this particular paint and chat thing. Okay, I'm going to try to do his non-metallic metal areas now, and I think I might try doing that with the beloved Luftwaffe uniform World War II. It's kind of my main colour I use as a base for that. This time I will add some blue into it, and I need to order another pot of those. I need to actually order some more paints. I need to order and ask my good friend Justin if he wouldn't mind running down to the Tokyo shop to pick up some Vallejo paints for me. He did manage to pick up a box of Battle Masters, the Japanese version, the other day, so I look forward to that when he comes up to show it off. It'll be quite cool. All the miniatures seem to be there, and the castle and all that, or the tower seems to be there too, so it'd be quite cool to see it like a Japanese version of it anyway. So I just mixed it in there some, I think it's called Midnight Blue. It's like a really dark blue. And tomorrow, if I come back tomorrow, I think we'll continue with Icket Claw and change the theme of the miniature we're painting for next week. I think that'd be a good idea. Now, I think this is... Just giving it a nice coat now. Looks nice in that sort of blue-grey. And I saw a pot of Citadel blue-grey on the sci-fi, I think the Sci-Fi War Games channel on YouTube. And I thought, oh damn, I forgot they actually had one of those. That would have been perfect for my Space Wolves. So I might use this mix as a base for the Space Wolves in future when I get to painting more of those guys. I think this contraption for the Ickot Claw is also in a blue-grey, so let's paint that up blue-grey. I think all these bits here are in the same grey, so if they're not, and I have to change that colour to more of a brown or something like that, that's fine. It's got more of a brassy colour. But I think it should be all in grey because it's all made of wood, so it's going to be brown anyway. These tanks at the back, I'm not really sure actually. You don't see many photos of the rear of miniatures, so I'm not really sure about that. Maybe I can paint that in a sort of a brassy colour. Now this, okay, he's got like, he's got armoured tail. And of course his shoes, isn't it? Alright, we'll come back for another layer later. We're going to try to do that cloak now. Again, if you guys got any questions or anything like that you want to add to the show, please make your voice heard and please leave comments below. We're looking for a title name for this particular, weekend paint and chat session. If you've got a great idea, leave it below. You might get some brushes out of it. Who knows? And who's your favourite Skaven character? You know, it could be just the theme of it. Could be that you love playing it on the tabletop. It could be that it could be in more of a narrative-based way that you just enjoy the character and its stories and that kind of thing. I'm going to use some heavy brown from, this is the Game Extra Opaque range. I quite like their heavy colours they have for these, more opaque colours. I'll use that as a wash for the cloak. I'll use my Neo Sable size 6 for this one. Good old workhorse brush. And I'm just going to just carefully wash that over the bone areas. So normally people would use inks. I try not to use inks as much, depending what it is. But for me personally, I find inks can be really you haven't got much control in the tone of the ink, so it can come across very, very strong, and it has just too much of a contrast between the original colour, the base colour that you had there. So I like using paints as kind of like a wash, and they work perfectly fine. I'm sure there's paint ranges now where they have all different kinds of wash colours now. I'm pretty sure Vallejo has a whole range of different coloured inks. I'm not absolutely sure, but I could be wrong. But all different hues of colours, or maybe different paint ranges have those. Maybe I'm thinking of the other one. Is it War Colours? Not War Colours. Army Painter range or something, isn't it? Okay, so give it a nice heavy layering of that there. Let that dry. Okay, we'll rest. So guys, come and chat with me. There's been nothing here in the comments, so please leave a comment about anything. Joe, are you painting now? Okay, so for the black, I'm going to add that blue. Oh, that crossbar at the top there is black as well, isn't it? Not so jolly green giant. Yeah, I saw that. Not so jolly green giant, mate. He does look like he's not having a great time, doesn't he? But I suppose if you've been enslaved by some green-skinned race, I suppose, yeah, there's nothing much to be jolly about, really, is there? So, like I said, I'm just going to put some of that nudie blue or night blue over the black a bit here and there. And then we'll go with the armour. I think I might just give it one more quick coat just in case missed anything. Let's check the book as well actually, because I might be missing something here. Or I've painted something wrong. Okay, so table salt, I'm preparing second breakfast because I have a meeting starting soon. Good on you, mate. I hope it's a BLT. I think I told you about that. Ever since you mentioned the word BLT, I've been hooked on those bloody things. So I've been eating them all the time. I think I had a day when I ate like at least 4 BLTs in a day, which is quite mad, really, when you think about it. At least 3 or 4 in a day. But I'm I love sandwiches, so if I can make a sandwich of anything, I'll do it. I had roast beef sandwiches through the day. I made barbecue with sort of like these pita bread sandwiches with marinated chicken breast, which was amazing. Yeah, anything I can stick in bread, I'll eat it because I really love it. So enjoy your second breakfast, mate. Okay, so we'll give that another coat, and then I'm going to add some French Mirage Blue. If I can find it. There we go. Yep, French Mirage Blue is the other colour I like to use with non-metallic metals. It's a really nice light bluish grey colour. And we'll see how we go with this. Is that a bit of flash? I think that is. Yep. Just a bit of flash there with my hobby knife. That's fine, I'll just paint straight over that because I'm going to obviously varnish the model and it's going to seal it anyway. So it's a very, very bluish grey colour for the armour, which I really like. You could have gone with more of a greenish coloured armour if you really wanted to, like a non-metallic armour. I mean, if you're doing it metallics, you can always tint them down with different inks afterwards to obtain different kinds of coloured tinting effects. And I suppose green's more appropriate for Skaven. Wow, so someone used a hot glue gun to glue his Screaming Skull catapults together. Have fun with that one, Ebenezer. I don't envy you right now, that's for sure, man. Well, with any luck, you'll win those brushes. that'll be payment for the pain you're going through right now. Now, whoever wins those brushes, I'll have to contact you. No, I'll put a post up in the community section there saying that, you know, such and such has won the brushes, please contact me at this email address. Because now I've reached over 1,000 subscribers, and thank you for that. I can actually make these little little announcement like posts and that kind of thing there that people can interact with. It sort of unlocks things as you go, I guess. Okay, any questions you want to ask, guys? Because I think we're approaching the probably an hour and a half mark soon, the next 10 minutes or so. Okay, so Pal says seems like you can get these brushes for pretty reasonable prices, nearly 20 quid from most sellers, but hey, if they're as good as Sable brushes, that's very cheap. Now, is that 20 quid for one brush? It can't be. I mean, it must be like a pack of brushes or something. You know, I'm always thinking in Australian dollars, so like, 20 quid's like almost like $40 or something. I don't know if you responded to my base question or not. Essentially, I'm looking for an almost 1-1 replacement for official Citadel bases. I'm sorry, I missed your question, mate. So, wow, I might be out of this colour too. No, a little bit there. That is pale blue. Looking for almost 1-1 replacement for my official Citadel bases. 3 brush pack. Well, the 3 brush packs you get here are about 700 yen. 246. Yeah, about 600 yen or 700 yen, which is equivalent to about $6 US, and 20 pounds. That's quite expensive, I think. But if that's the only way you can get them, I suppose your hands are tied. I mean, that's that. You know what I mean? Now for the bases. Have you tried eBay for replacement bases? I mean, I just bought some bases. I had to buy them from eBay because I needed some cavalry bases. I mean, they look pretty good. I mean, they look as pretty close to the original bases as I can find. I can provide you a link. I mean, they're pretty close. They don't have the slot in them, which is great because I don't need them. But yeah, I think if that's what you're looking for, they always look slightly different, annoyingly, which is somewhat jarring to me personally. Yeah, man, I don't know, because I really don't know. I mean, they're going to look. I mean, I've got other bases which aren't Games Workshop ones, and I know they look slightly different, or they're slightly higher up, or they're just square. They've sort of just cut them flush on the sides, and they haven't got the angled ridge on them. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe someone else in the chat can help you out with that one. I suppose the future will be 3D printing. They'll scan the bases and they'll print them out. Because epic bases are ones that I really, really want to be exactly the same as the original ones. Now, these brushes, I won't say they're as good as Sable. I won't say that at all. They're a synthetic brush. They're called Neo Sable, but they're synthetic. So don't spend a lot of money on them. That's my advice anyway. They will burn out quickly. I mean, you will get, the tips will curl, and after that happens, well, their use becomes limited, and then eventually you'll just chuck them in the bin, and then buy another set, which I do, quite well. I suppose one set of brushes, this 0 and the 6 will last me a good month, and then I'm looking to get another set. Yeah, they look, those bases look really close, mate. So they're probably the closest I've seen so far. I'll drop you a link in a second. Just give me a sec. I'll just go to my eBay and check it out, and I'll let you know. But they come from China. The turnaround was pretty quick, actually. I was quite surprised. They got it to me in less than 10 days. So I was quite surprised about that. And yeah, fairly reasonable priced, really. So let's see if I can find those for you. I'm using my wife's brand new computer. It's so whippy and fast, and it's just absolutely amazing. I've got to sign in, of course, don't I? Yeah. Oh, okay. Has it got any details on here? Nothing. Yeah, there's no company name on this thing. All right, I'm gonna have to put it in the show notes later, mate. Because I'm using my wife's computer. It hasn't got all my usernames and that kind of thing stored in here, so I'll check with that later. Yeah, man, like the all the arms and that kind of thing for your Rogue Trader stuff, or your second edition, or whatever it might be. All those arms that are really hard to get when you buy stuff secondhand. Well, they're reprinting. They're 3D printing. They're scanning it and 3D printing it, and it looks so close to the original. I couldn't tell the difference. So for that, I see a lot of advantages for 3D printing. There's a group on Facebook apparently who has all those files, or they're sort of storing all those files that you can download and print off all the accessories you need. And I'm assuming bases will be one of those things that they're doing. I'm not sure. And don't ask me what the name of the group is. I have no idea. I just noticed some people were talking about it on our Discord group. And there's amazing stuff on as a 3D print file now, like the battle wagons for orcs based on the armor cast versions. Look incredible. They've got like a mega gargant from Epic in which I think is based on the armor cast versions anyway. They're scanning all the armor cast vehicles and stuff, and you can print those out, which is awesome too. As they're all in resin anyway. Yeah, you can print your 4th edition one models easy. Yeah, I'd love to deal with the shields and the. I need some goblins, so anybody can scan those out for me. That'd be most appreciated. Especially the shields, like the goblin shields, are really hard to get. Yeah, that kind of thing would be just invaluable to me. I can say, oh, okay, well I need another 10 shields, and I can just print them up overnight, and the next day I'll be spraying them up to prime them and then paint them. So I think it's an excellent idea. Yeah, no, I prefer the metal too, mate. But for the plastic shields and everything, I think they're perfect. That kind of 3D printing is just perfect for me. And then the orc arms, like for example, the as I was talking about before, I think it's the left arm. No, it's the right arm. The right arm's really hard to get. So, you know, if you're screwed and you've got no right arms, well, what are you going to do? You know, everything you find on eBay has no arm. They're all got no arms on them. So, unless you've got the arms yourself, you're pretty much stuffed. So I think that for 3D printing is just an invaluable resource that will only get better and better in time, and printers generally will just get better and better over time. They'll get faster, and you know, you can print out something like those arms or shields in a matter of, you know, minutes. So yeah, exciting times. Yep, if they did that, would be great. If GW, you know, like just scanned all their old models and recast them, that'd be quite cool, but I doubt it. Okay, let's go back to the cloak now for a bit and see what we can do there. So again, straight with the bone colour. It's called bleach bone, I think. I used there. Just do a nice sort of rough highlight over the raised areas there in the cloak. And we'll need some white. Actually, not white, I'll get some ivory. That's better. Ivory there. Good question for you guys. Which do you prefer the old type flip top or the dropper bottle? Which pots do you prefer to paint with? I quite like the nostalgic aspect of the flip top ones. That's Nostalgia 88, by the way. They're a company in Cyprus, I believe, that have a whole range of the original style paints, all the original colours and that kind of thing. If you're looking for like the original type of paints, or the same colours, all the same names and the same kind of pots, and even the labels are very sort of old school as well, so that's quite cool. They're from War Colours, Nostalgia 88. I'll be using their black because I've had my black Chaos Black here from Vallejo and I cannot find it anywhere. It's just gone. I don't know what happened to it. I'm sure there's gremlins in this room that take stuff from me because I've had so many things just missing. It's become an unexplained event. Like I've got there's no plausible reason to think of what actually happened to them and how they disappeared. It's become an X-file. Okay, so it's coming up nice there, the cloak already. Quite happy with that. And I can sort of adjust it with the heavy brown if I need to. Flip top. Okay, so 2 votes there for the old paints. Very cool. Okay, so mixing's an issue with the Vallejo paints. I've never had a problem with them, never. Never in a million years, so yeah, that's weird, eh? And I don't even shake them that vigorously, really. I found that these flip top bottle paint ranges are just really well, they're just less opaque than the Vallejo ones. So they're very thin and which has its advantages too, but yeah, they don't give good coverage on things. But the black seems pretty good. Fair enough. Okay, so I'm going to go with that brown. Just to blend back or touch up areas that I need to just touch up a little bit. Overall, I'm pretty happy with that. I think I'll get more excited about playing Ikit Claw the closer I get to finishing this guy off. But then that will mean that I have to finish off my Screaming Bell, and I have to get the Doom Wheel painted. I've got to get another Warp Fire Thrower painted up too. I think I'll need both of those in my list to get to field this dude. Okay, but I'm pretty happy with that Cloak colour as it is. So I'm just going to touch up a bit of the armour today, guys, and then I think I'm going to call it a day. And we can come back tomorrow evening and do some more painting. So now that armour, I just want to use a brown, and unfortunately I'm going to have to use that brown I've got there because I don't have any other browns available at the moment. Sadly, because I've just ran out of brown. So I'm going to have to use this brown, and hopefully it's going to be dark enough. I might have to put some ink in it, I think. And I'm going to put that into the recesses there of the armour. To make it more dirty and grimy and oily. So question to the... it's Marcel. Hey Marcel. Question to the Hive Mind here. What other items would you give Ikit Claw when you're fielding him? So he has to take the Storm Demon. Okay, so that's one item. That's one item slot taken up. So he's got 3 more items to take. I'm sure Joe will pipe in with some good recommendations here, but how would you field Ikit Claw? What other items would you give? The Black Amulet, maybe? The Ward Save, of course. That's probably the first one that people go to. He can't take another weapon because he's got the Storm Demon. So Wizard Arcana, maybe? Enchanted items, or tell me what you think. Yeah, I suppose I can include the Ikit Claw into the fanzine too, I suppose, Marcel, if I get this painted in time. I think I will. It's probably going to take next few sessions. If people want to see me complete this all the way to the end, and so that we don't get another kind of poll for the next video, as there was like kind of like an outstanding, in terms of votes, there was quite an outstanding margin between Skaven and everything else. So if Skaven's kind of like a hot area that you want to discuss or see in more painting videos, please let me know, because we can sort of paint this to completion over the next couple of weeks. I don't mind doing that at all for you guys. In fact, I think it's fun. So, Joe, I knew you'd come in here and give us some pointers. Golden Crown of Atrazar, Potion of Knowledge, Warpstone Charm. Ah, okay, cool. So the Golden Crown of Atrazar gives him a 3+ ward save, isn't it? But doesn't rebound. And Potion of Knowledge means he can drink that, and he can cast his magic for free. But if you roll on a 1 or 2, the potion has exhausted. And if you roll a 1, he becomes stupid for the rest of the game. The Warpstone Charm allows him to re-roll a roll in the game, I believe, from memory. So if he rolls a 1 or 2 in the Potion of Knowledge, he gets to re-roll it. So I think that's what Joe set up's there. But tell me if I'm wrong. But I think that's what you're doing there, mate. So okay, that's a pretty good loadout. Also thinking about Patreon too, because Patreon people have asked Apollo as a new member, hey Josh, I'm just getting to the 5th edition. Can you do some kind of like, character builds or army builds and that kind of thing? Reroll once with choice of +1 or -1 to the reroll. That's what it was. Okay, so that might be a good idea. Having like kind of people giving their ideas about what their ideal or optimal character loadout would be when they go and play Warhammer. So for various different armies, that might be a good one. So I'm not by any means a tactics expert. Leave it to the Math Hammer guys like Joe and Casper for those kind of things. But again, the drafting worked really well and worked wonders in our game with GJ, because it brought out some items that I never would have taken. I've never taken before, like the banner. Is it the Arcane Warding banner? That's basically like a 6-inch bubble around the standard carrying it, and it gets deflected on an arrow result when a spell comes anywhere within that 6-inch bubble. Never used it before, probably because it's a 100-point item, and I think it's only for 4th edition. I don't think it came into 5th edition from memory. And it saved my butt a few times, but bloody hell, GJ rolled so many hits, I couldn't believe it. And I think you can, because GJ asked me, can you dispel a dispel after the effects of the banner? And I'm pretty sure you can. I don't think there's any rule that you can't do that in 4th edition, because you can dispel multiple times. If one has failed, then you can try to dispel again, but I think that works with the banners as well. I'm thinking, but could be wrong. I would ask the guys on the Facebook group about that. But I think we played that right. And GJ drew the black amulet as his ward save. So, but his commander and his wizard never got to see battle. He killed my necromancer before I could even do anything, get into hand in combat with him. So, and that's when I called it, because once he goes down, that's the end of the show. You can in 4th edition though. That's the only thing, Joe. We're playing 4th edition in our game today. And I really like 4th edition Magic, because it does have some nuances that are different from 5th edition, and I like that about it. Yeah, it's good. It's always good to talk about the rules, and if you can't, if there's no rule for it, you can't find it anywhere, just make your house rule. I mean, who cares? We're not playing tournaments, so we're just making rules that are going to be good and satisfying for everybody. I mean, it came up in our game where he cast a spell from his High Elf Mage, which affected my Necromancer, and I failed the Arcane Warding roll. I didn't have a Dispel because I already used my Dispel scroll in earlier Magic phase, and his spell got through. It hit my Necromancer, did enough wounds on him to kill him. Did 4 wounds, and that's how many wounds he has. And I didn't have anything to protect him against it, so he went down. I don't know whether they had Lookout Sir for spells in 4th edition though. I don't think they're in 5th edition, but I wasn't sure if they're in 4th edition. I know it's a Warhammer Renaissance rule, so and I do like that. And we play that as a house rule for our 5th edition games because it just means you just can't snipe and kill out characters really easily with spells. And maybe the person to ask for that would be Jorgen, because Jorgen played a lot of 4th edition back in the day in tournaments and that kind of thing, and 5th edition as well. Maybe he, in his experience, found the answers to those questions back then when he was playing 4th edition. So I don't know. Okay, I'm taking a bit of a break, and I think we might have a bit of a quick chat because these magnifying lenses on my glasses just kill the bridge of my nose, like it just hurts after a while. So I'll take them off, have a bit of a break. So, so far the cloak is done, the armour is almost done. So it's getting there, and that's probably the 2 big parts of the model. There's lots of details there. He's really heavily detailed, old Icket. So, but I think when we come back tomorrow, I would like to get the whole body done, like the head and all the details in the front here, his claw and fur, and try to get the back done as well, the back piece, and the banner pole. And maybe then it's just, the Storm Demon to do after that. See how we go. We might be able to get it down in one session. I might even do it on a Monday night as well, and just do it over the next 2 nights, and just to get it done and get it done and dusted. Because and I've got to do the banner as well, obviously, to finish it off. But yeah, really enjoyed our paint and chat tonight, guys. Again, if you want to be in the chance to win 2 of these brushes, the Neo Sable 0 and the Neo Sable 6, and you want to buy me a coffee, go to the link on my banner on the front, the front page of my YouTube channel. you'll see a coffee, like KO-FI icon on there. Click on that. Pop your $3 in to buy me a coffee, and you'll go in the draw, and I will draw this the competition on about Monday evening. So far, there are 2 people in there, Ebenezer Scrooge, so thank you, Ebenezer, and Dan for buying me a coffee. And with the draw, I will send the lucky winner these 2 brushes. So, but I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for the new people joining us too. So I think Powerwolf, and who was the other gentleman that joined us earlier today that hadn't been here before? Tom. Yeah, thanks Tom, if you're still there. Thank you very much for joining us, mate. I really am glad that, and thank you very much for sharing your story about learning my, learning your non-metallic metals through my videos. That's really, really cool to hear. I really, it gives me a lot more encouragement to make more of these kind of videos. I mean, at this angle you can't see a lot of what I'm doing. I might try to get the camera more up close tomorrow, but if you do want to see more videos on non-metallic metals, like I'm doing here, then you've okay, mate, that's cool. That's cool to hear. Then you can look at some of the earlier videos I did for A Song of Ice and Fire. They're fairly decent videos. I mean, a lot of people do a lot better videos than I do in quality and that kind of stuff. But yeah, if you want to learn my sort of quick method style of doing things without doing 1,000 different layers and 1,000 different washes and what have you, go and check those out. Hope they give you some kind of some tips or benefits out of those. But these are sort of like more sort of sitting around, chatting, and it's a live kind of thing. So, and to ask questions and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I enjoyed your company. So thank you very much again to everybody who's joined us. So it's Joe, Powerwolf. It's going to be Ebenezer Scrooge, of course. It's going to be my good mate Marcel, and it's Table Salt. Thanks, mate, again for everything. Who else joined us today? Original Oldhammer artwork. Go and check out his channel as well. If you want to see some original artwork, it's a really good channel to go and check that out. And Seneb, thank you very much for joining us, mate. If you do want to join our Discord channel, go to the top banner as well. There's a Discord link. It will just take you straight there. You'll just go straight in. And as a lot of us share a lot of this old school hobby together, and we'll have fun doing that. And we play a lot of remote games through there as well. So thanks again for being part of this, guys. Take care. It's almost 1 AM in the morning, and I might just have a bit of relax and go to bed. So until tomorrow, until then, take care.